It's Market Day Report. We've been up and trading for 15 minutes. Can we keep that momentum going from the overnight action? We were higher in the corn market, and now we're still higher. December at 480.5, trading 3 cents higher here on the session. Again, 15 minutes into it. How about November beans? 6 cents higher at 1187.5. You know, we lost the 12 handle on everything in front of that January contract, but the January's now climbed back up above 12 bucks and trades a tick above that right now, up 6 cents here on the session. Let's go through the complex. We have soy meal contracts moving higher for the second straight day. Bean oil, with the exception of the July contract, which had a nice run yesterday and actually ran right up to 76 cents in trade today. It's a little lower, but everything else moving higher for the fourth straight session. Now, the wheat market has been under pressure. Chicago easing some of that here at the open, 624.25. It's a penny 3/4 higher, trying to break a 5-day losing streak. What about hard red? Well, it's eyeballing a 6-day losing streak, and there's some sixes here. 660, well, now it's gone. 665.75. That's down 4 cents. How about the cotton market? Cotton was lower yesterday, a little higher today. 78.93. It's up 27. Let's go to Dodge City, Kansas. EmpowerAg Trading's Brady Huck. All right, Brady. Let's start with the wheat market. Kansas City pulling back again. We're talking, 5-6 days lower here, but I'm just kind of wondering, you and I've talked about the wheat crop there in southwestern Kansas. Any activity yet?
Not yet. You know, I drive around every weekend and chase boys with baseball stuff, and I see some custom crews moving around and heading around. Combines are on the road for sure, so watch out for them when you're driving around. But a little early for activity. The moisture, we caught some moisture in spots here, which is just typical and classic. It doesn't rain when you're growing the crop, but when you have,
Yeah, and well, we'll come back to Brady in a moment, but we do know that the combines are moving north. Now, what we're also hearing is in some of these fields, now the irrigated fields are looking a whole lot better than the dry land. Is that what you're hearing, Brady?
Right. Yeah. The irrigated, we got predictable moisture there, but dry land fields, we're starting to, we had some moisture come through over the weekend, and that probably delays getting the combines in the fields right now. Typically you don't get the moisture when you need the crop, but when you want to get the combine in the field, you want to do a little bit of field work. That's when the rain seemed to come out here in Kansas. So you can't have it all, I guess, Tony.
Yeah. And you also can't turn down rain at any point in time. Even when you don't want it, you got to get it when you can. So, all right, Brady, quick break here. We'll come back. We'll talk about livestock next. This is Market Day Report. Can we make it 2 in a row here in the cattle market? We were higher yesterday, and here we are with live cattle. Front month moving higher, up 12 at 251.5. August contract 7 higher, 242.57. And then just very, very fractional losses here. Wait, we've reset here. We had fractional losses on some of the deferreds there. How about feeders? Okay, here we go. 354.05 on the August, 57 lower. We're 32 lower on the September here at the open, and October trading just a bit lower as well. How about the hogs? Well, hogs were higher yesterday, but we're in the red to start things. Still holding the 101, and that's on July. $100 and a couple of quarters on that August, trading $100.50 a hundredweight. But again, we're lower across the board. Brady Huck's in Dodge City, EmpowerAg Trading. What are you watching here?
Yeah, well, we had the cattle on feed report last Friday, Tony, and it was kind of a bearish cattle on feed report, but we digested it pretty well. A lot of the selling ahead of that report, I guess, indicates that some of those numbers were priced into the market and maybe were a bit overdone based on the market's reaction this week. So bouncing back off the lows, we've seen a rebound in the cutout. That's a positive signal for the market. We'll see what cash does this week on the live cattle trade. Haven't seen a whole lot of that happening. Packers need to buy a full week for next week. We'll likely get some cash activity today, which will provide some direction for this market going forward here. We need to see that cash data. So, but the past 3 years, that guys, we've been claiming that this bull market's over, and we've just been getting ran over. If you stepped in front of this thing, this market has been accustomed to $30, $40 pullbacks, and each time we've continued to go and make new highs following those pullbacks. Tony, it's just a resilient trade over and over again. We keep beating that drum.
I'm glad you went there, because how often have we said, well, the consumer can't do this. They'll have to choose between beef or filling up the tank. I don't buy that. I think if we want something, we find a way to do it, and we don't necessarily always do it on a credit card. The fact is, we like beef, don't we?
We do, yes. And beef is somewhat of a luxury item. And there's the top percent of the economy, top percent of society that is going to go out there and buy beef regardless. So they're paying more at the pump, but they got the funds, because you look at the stock market and the tear it's been on the last couple of years. People who have money invested, who have land, who have equity, they feel that they can go out and live, and they're going to live, and they're going to buy beef. So you take a step back, though, Tony, and we look at where this feeder cattle index was a year ago. It's kind of hard to believe the feeder cattle index was just below $3. It was right around 297, rallied up to 376 by October, and then sold off 40, $50 on that Argentine beef import Trump tweet in October. Futures have even had a more dynamic range, and you just have to expect volatility in this market. You're going to have some sell-offs. You're going to have fund liquidation. And what you don't want to be in is a position where you panic into a position when that sell-off happens. You want to be in a spot where you're in control and able to benefit from that type of volatility rather than be a victim of it, Tony.
Yeah, I'm glad, again, you mentioned the Argentinian beef story, or tweet, if you will. And I think in my mind that was a nothing burger. Would you agree, or just a hiccup along the way?
Right, it's a headline, and these headlines drive this market, and they scare the funds. But at the end of the day, beef prices are firm. You look at the cutout, and we're below $4 on the cutout. We're $3.96 yesterday, but consumers are out there buying beef, and beef is at an attractive price, and it's a good time to be in the cow-calf business. Great time.
All I can say is don't settle for a nothing burger today on National Hamburger Day. I know you'll do something to celebrate. Brady Huck with EmpowerAg Trading. He's in Dodge City and right in the midst of beef, cattle, feeding operations all around him. So